We're talking about the Jodi Arias case. She is appealing to the jurors, and she'll do so next week, trying to get them to spare her life. She was convicted of first-degree murder, that we know, for killing her ex-boyfriend, Travis Alexander. Well, this week, Alexander's family members told the jury what his loss has meant to them, and it got very emotional. Take a look.
I am a police officer, and some of these photos are more gruesome than I've ever seen in my 11 years of law enforcement.
Sure, my brother's murder has had a major impact on me. It's even invaded my dreams. I have nightmares about somebody coming at me with a knife and then going after my wife and my daughter.
So, Richard, how impactful is this kind of testimony? I mean, one would think that jurors have already really made up their mind about what kind of a penalty to impose.
Well, hopefully not, Fred, because they're going to deliberate on that this week. But, victim impact statements are devastating. Yeah. And these statements are some of the most devastating I've ever seen. One thing interesting to note from a lot of the CNN anchors who are watching the show and covering it, correspondents, Jean Casares in particular, when she was watching the impact statements, people in the audience were crying, but none of the jurors were crying, Fred. None of the jurors were crying. This jury, although they're death qualified, they answered the question, can you impose a death penalty? They all said they could. It's one thing to say you can do it. It's another thing to actually do it. And they need 12-0. Otherwise, there's no death.
Yeah, I could see. That's a real conflict.
Yeah, Fred, her mother's get on the witness stand and beg this jury to spare her daughter's life. She's going to. What do you so what? This is a death penalty case.
Yeah, that's right.
The mother's going to beg to spare her daughter.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Arias is going to get up there, and her only shot is to come clean with this jury and beg for forgiveness. That's her only shot here.
All right. Well, we will watch and see how it all unfolds.
Any more college graduation presentation speeches you're going to be making? You've done 2 already.
Well, you know what? Except I didn't get a chance to fulfill last weekend's promise because I was so ill. I got a terrible, terrible bug, and I couldn't shake it. I had no voice, and I know that's very hard to believe because
high profile.
I mean, because I'm always running my mouth.
Next year.
I couldn't run my mouth last weekend, but anyway, I apologize to the folks at North Carolina Central. Maybe next year. But thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Next year.
All right, and of course, the legal guys are here every Saturday at this time to give us their take on the most intriguing legal cases of the day. And we look forward to hearing from them again next weekend.